Welcome to Your Inner Advocate, a podcast by Kimen Petersen, formerly Conversations with Kimen. This podcast is a space for inspiration, soulful insights, and meaningful life lessons. Your host, Kimen Petersen, draws from personal stories and powerful conversations with remarkable people to help illuminate your path. These episodes reflect his lived experiences and thoughtful perspectives, all aimed at encouraging you to live life with greater authenticity, joy, and ease. Your Inner Advocate is here to help you tune in, trust your inner wisdom, and move through life with more clarity, flow, and fulfillment.
Welcome back. I'm really glad you're here today because today's episode is about something that quietly frees people the moment they hear it, even if they didn't know they needed permission. And here it is. You can actually hold more than one feeling at a time. You can hold more than one truth at a time. You can hold more than one belief at a time. And you can hold more than one emotional experience at a time. You're not limited to one. And there's this myth of emotional simplicity. And somewhere along the way, many of us learned that emotions are supposed to be tidy. So if you're sad, you can't be hopeful. Say, if you're scared, you must be brave. And saddest of all, if something hurts, it must mean you're failing. The truth is, human beings are expansive. We're not linear. We're not simple. And we're definitely not either or. We're not black or white. We have many shades. We're all of this. We're expansive beings. Now, there's this quote that says, the human heart is a strange vessel where love and pain can coexist. And think of that, like sometimes you can be hurting but still be loving. I've always wondered, like, why do we reduce ourselves to this simplicity? Like, and maybe it's because it's our brain. Maybe it's the brain loves simplicity. Like the ego, the sense of identity, it wants to make everything the same, simple. Your brain wants clarity. It wants it wants certainty, and it definitely wants a single label, a clear vision. So sometimes when something painful happens, the mind will rush to conclusions. I've seen it in my life when things start going sideways. I start down the rabbit hole. And my rabbit hole means, oh, this is over. This means I've failed. And this really means I should stop hoping. And I spiral deeper and deeper, deeper, become more and more hopeless. Sometimes I wonder if I should keep on going. I wonder if it's all for naught. I wonder if there's any point in trying. Thank God I have a dualistic nature that I can feel like this isn't working, but at the same time, there's no way I'm ever stopping. I'm going to keep on moving in the same direction. I'm going to keep on working hard. Because the truth is, pain doesn't cancel possibility. Sadness doesn't erase vision, and no amount of fear can eliminate courage. Because the truth is, always remember that courage is not the absence of fear. It's the taking of action in the face of fear. And the only thing we need to do is get up and try one more time. And it seems like there's a truth about being human. And it's something that I've learned before because I live a lot of paradox. But when it comes to spirituality and religion, I believe everybody's right. But how can everybody be right? Doesn't somebody have to be more right? But the truth is, everybody's right for themselves. The truth about being human is that we hold contradictions. We can still grieve what we've lost and still believe something is meaningful, something meaningful is ahead. We can look up from the ground after we've fallen and know that we're going to get back up and try again. You can be absolutely physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually exhausted and still committed. You can be completely discouraged about how things have been going, yet still show up. This is what it means to be human. This is what it means to be human. There's a quote, emotional maturity is the ability to hold two conflicting feelings without abandoning either. It's interesting because I did grow up in a toxic masculinity era where big boys don't cry. And like, if you're sad, what have you got to be sad about? Or quit your crying or I'll give you something to cry about. But the truth is, sadness, like being in and expressing sadness, is a paradox. It doesn't mean you're weak. Sadness doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't even mean you're failing. And it really doesn't always mean you've lost your way. See, sadness often means that it was so important, you cared so much, and this is why you're carrying sadness. Or you tried so hard, or you're trying so hard, and yet it doesn't feel like the outcome is within your grasp because you tried. Sadness comes when you hoped that this could work out, and now you know it won't. And you know the best thing for you is the fact that it won't work out, but it doesn't mean you're happy about it. Sadness often means you loved and loved deeply. You gave your heart in a way that you thought would work out, and it didn't. And now your heart's broken. But the sadness is a testament to the fact that you took the risk of love. Not that you're weak and you chose the wrong person to love, a wrong thing to love. And sadness also means you invested deeply in yourself. None of this is weakness. This is proof of life. And so there is something about holding pain and belief together. Because the truth is, you can sit in deep sadness about something that went wrong. Some place you didn't quite add up to your dream. Some place that you didn't quite make it. You can be incredibly sad about something that keeps on going wrong over and over again. And through those tears, you can say, I'm going to keep going. You can still hold the conviction that you will succeed no matter what. And what a paradox that is in human. Because these two things aren't actually enemies. They're companions on the path of growth. Hope is not an absence of despair. It's the decision to move forward anyway. So one of the crazy things about humans, and maybe why we've succeeded so long and so through so many things, is that typically the most successful people in the world only do one thing different than everyone else. They just get up again. Even if they're shaking, they just get up again. Sometimes courage doesn't look strong. Sometimes it looks like shaking hands, a racing heart, tears blurring your visions. And yet the quiet voice saying, I'll try again. The truth is, you don't have to feel confident to continue. You just have to be willing and take the action. And the simple action of getting up and one more time. If you did a really deep dive into some of the most powerful people on this planet and some of the most amazing people that you admired and you still admire, you'll see they probably spent years, not just weeks, not just days, not just a year. They probably spent years not hitting the mark. And a lot of times it was years of just about almost years of learning rather than like quitting, years of refining, years of falling short and standing back up. Because every time you get back up, you're not starting over. If you frame it the right way, you're always starting from experience. You're starting over from experience. You're not the same person you were. Because growth isn't a straight line, it's a spiral. You revisit the lessons at the deeper levels. There's a quote. There is no failure, only feedback. Now, one of the difficult things is actually to show up as an expansive being in a narrow world. Because look at the access we have to news, to everything. It's incredibly fast. Everybody wants quick answers. They want quick labels, quick fixes, quick judgments. But an expansive being actually takes a bigger look. They look at how far they've come and they feel proud. Because the truth is, you can feel proud of how far you've come so far. You can also feel at the same time disappointed that you're not further along the path than you are. And at the same time, you can be completely inspired and committed to keep on going. Like, we're not just dualistic, we have many, many layers. The truth is, you can actually love your life completely and utterly and still want more from it. You can be grateful for everything in your existence, everything you've been through, everything you're going through, everything you have, and still desire change, still desire more. And none of it makes you ungrateful or confused. It makes you absolutely 100% human. So I've wondered this for a while, and I was looking up, like, why do we think we have to choose a feeling and just choose one and just be in one place in one state? Because, many people believe that if I allow sadness, if I allow the experience of sadness, people will fight sadness tooth and nail. And I've been there too. I fought anger. If I allow sadness, I'll lose hope. If I admit fear, then I won't be strong. Everybody will see how weak I am. And if I feel discouraged and I embrace discouraged, I will never recover. But emotions don't cancel out each other, they coexist. And the truth is, resistance causes persistence. If you're resisting if you're resisting the sadness will persist. And it's funny, the fact of resisting many of these emotions, if you're resisting sadness, then you will eventually lose all hope. If you accept what's so, accept the sadness and feel it and experience it to a deep level, then it will disappear. Disappear. Now, it'll either disappear as a problem because you've accepted it, or sometimes it just disappears. Because the one truth in life, you are allowed to feel it all and at the same time still move forward. So I came from a generation where being humble or showing weakness or sadness or any emotion was a sign of weakness, or being gentle and not violent with people was a sign of weakness. But the truth is, emotional strength is not about suppressing feelings. Like, it takes strength to show humility. It takes strength to allow yourself to show emotion in front of somebody. So emotional strength isn't about suppressing, it's about holding them. Holding grief without collapsing. You see these other cultures and how they grieve for people they've lost. And it's loud and it's alive and it's vibrant. And what do? We somberly wear dark clothes, drop our heads, our voices crack, but we don't experience it. What about holding fear without quitting? Holding doubt, but not surrendering your vision, not surrendering your dream. This is emotional endurance. It's resilience. And it's growth. Why not just let yourself be complex? Why do you need to be simple? You don't have to simplify yourself to be acceptable. In fact, you should avoid that. You don't need to pick one emotion to be valid. You're allowed to say, I'm hurting, but I'm hopeful. I'm scared, but I'm committed. Maybe not even but, and I'm committed. I'm tired, and I'm not done. Because, I always say, well, I am tired. Doesn't mean I'm quitting. Doesn't mean I'm pulling back. Doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying I'm tired. Because strength is not choosing between emotions. It's having space for every single emotion. You know, some people end up hardening themselves to survive. But why can't we just stay the course without hardening? These people who harden themselves, they shut down, they numb, they detach. Sometimes they reach for a substance. But you can stay soft. You can stay standing. And you can feel deeply and still endure. Because softness is not weakness, it's resilience without armor. Think about that. Softness is not weakness, it's resilience without armor. So, and I say all this, but I want to reframe this in a loving way. If you are in a season where things haven't worked yet, maybe you've tried more than once or more than 100 times. Maybe you're just tired of starting again. Please hear this. Continuing does not mean you're delusional. It means you're devoted. It means you trust your becoming. And here's the truth to take with you. You're not one feeling. You are not one moment. And you're not one outcome. You're an expansive being. You can cry and keep going. You can grieve and still dream. And you can tremble and still rise. And every single time you get up again, even with tears in your eyes, you prove something powerful. You are still here. You are still choosing. And most of all, you are still becoming. Thank you for hanging out with me again. Keep on separating yourself from the internal critic and building your own inner advocate.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Your Inner Advocate, a podcast by Kimen Petersen, formerly Conversations with Kimen. If you found value in today's episode, please follow, like, and share the podcast with someone who you think may benefit from it. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, and connect on Instagram at your_inner_advocate. Until next time, keep listening to and developing your inner advocate.